Welcome to the BCMA Show, brought to you by Southern Sound Outfitters. Hello everyone, I'm your host Jacob, and today's show is brought to you by our friends with Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. We're going to be talking about their upcoming event this Saturday, March 16th, at the Lamar-Dixon Expo Center in Gonzales. And to help us talk about it, we have a very special guest that is going to be performing at the event. He is one of the, I would say, most successful independent Louisiana country artists to date, Mr. Frank Foster. It's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Hey, Jacob, thanks for having us.
Now, we're going to talk about the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels event coming up this weekend with Frank. But before that, let's talk a little bit about your current album out that released in September 2018, and it's Till I'm Gone. And man, it's been doing great. I know it had charted on Billboard, and what's your sixth or seventh album you guys have put out? And I'd have to say, you sir are the embodiment of an independent artist that has never sold out for a big label or changed your style for country radio or anything like that. So how did that feel, man, to see the record do this well and even get on the Billboard chart?
Yeah, man, it was absolutely awesome, man. Not to correct you, man, but that Till I'm Gone is our seventh album actually out, and it actually was number 2 on the Billboard Country Album Sales Charts, which is incredible, man. I think the only person that outsold us that week in September that it came out in country music was Carrie Underwood. So if that's the only person to beat you in a week, I can deal with that because, like I said, we're independent artists, and she's a huge global icon at this point, and got, record label behind her and everything else. And for us to be independent, man, and even chart at all, every album we've come out with has charted somewhere. Whether that be top 10 or top 20, it all means the same to us, man. It all means the world to us because, like you said, we're independent, and that's just a tip of the hat to our fans, man, and the way they gobble up our music, and the way they spread the word, and they've allowed me to stay independent and not sign with a label because of all the hard work they put in.
We have one of the songs from the album, Something About Being Free, on our BCMA New Country Top 40 chart, man. It's currently at number 5 with over 240,000 streams on Spotify. Tell us a little bit about how that song came together, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And with you being a fan, you'll know this, and listeners out there who've been listening to me forever, man. I try to mix it up. I'm either straight ahead country or a little bit outlaw country feel, and I've always been a fan of good straight ahead American rock and roll or Southern rock and roll, the stuff we grew up on, and that's what Something About Being Free kind of lends itself to, that just straight ahead good old American rock and roll feel to me. It's got the reference to John Mellencamp in the first verse, Johnny Cougar, and we've all heard the Jack and Dianes and Little Pink Houses, songs like that when you was a kid and you heard them on the radio, it just made you feel good. And that's kind of, what that song was meant to be. And I think we captured that, man. I didn't, when you release a single and a video, you never know how it's going to turn out until the fans get their hands on it. But like you said, that it's got that many streams. YouTube has got that many views on the video and more. And the fans are already singing it back to us in concert. And that's when you know you got something.
And if you have never been to a Frank Foster concert or show, you're doing yourself a real injustice because he puts on one heck of a show. I've been to several, and man, you're one heck of an entertainer. You're very interactive with the crowd, very just up in your face, and just a great experience. So if that being said, if you have never been to a Frank Foster show, we have just the perfect opportunity for you this Saturday, March 16th, down in Gonzales for the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels tour at the Lamar-Dixon Expo Center. And Frank's not going to be the only Louisiana artist there. There will also be Kendall Shaffer Band. They're going to be opening at 5:30. And then another Louisiana artist that's going to be opening up the show for Frank, and that's going to be Mr. Chase Tyler.
Yes, man, absolutely, man. Looking forward to playing with those guys. And like you said, looking forward to the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels event, man. We've been, I've worked on and off with those folks at Bulls, Bands, and Barrels for a few years now, and it's always a great show when we do things together. It's great family fun. They create a wonderful environment. You come out and you get to see barrel racing. You get to see some guys get bucked off some bulls, and then you get some country music at the end of the night, man. Like I said, great family fun. And, if y'all have never seen us live, y'all put your hat on backwards and come on up there and see us.
So let's get into a little bit about Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. It's a premier Western competition and entertainment tour featuring bull riding, barrel racing, and up-and-coming national artists such as Mr. Frank Foster. The format is going to be as follows. You're going to have 20 and 30 of the best bull riders to tackle the rankest bulls in the Southeast. And then after the bull riding, you'll have some barrel racing. The cowgirls will take the dirt following the bull riding and see which one can get the fastest time around the barrels. And then they'll have an intermission where they'll feature nail-biting competition, freestyle bullfighting. The world's premier bullfighting competition series. Definitely something that will keep you on the edge of your seat. And then following the competition, of course, will be the music. They'll have the Kendall Shaffer band to start at 5:30 when the doors open. And then opening up for Frank, Chase Tyler's going to come on and perform. And then last but not least, Frank Foster's going to close the night out with a great performance. So this is definitely an entertaining thing to come watch. I believe this is the third stop of the tour so far this year for them.
Yeah, I believe so, man. I think I know the second stop, they were in Dothan, Alabama, and some friends of mine named Muskie Down Bloodline headlined that night. The first night, I can't remember where the first show of the tour was or who played, but I know they done really, really well. So, they like to, they do it by region. If there's a big artist in a region, they'll pick them up, and that's basically how we ended up on this one and the next one. March 30th will be up North Louisiana and Monroe, Louisiana, so we'll be with them a couple of times in a row here, man. Just really looking forward to it.
It's going to be one heck of a event for sure. You can get your tickets early online at bigtickets.com, and adult tickets are starting at $25. They're going to be $30 for the day of the event, so if you get them at the show, you're going to be paying $5 more. So pre-order them tickets and save yourself a few dollars so you can buy yourself some Frank Foster merch.
There you go.
And maybe some few cold beverages. But all in all, it's going to be a great time down there at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center with the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels tour. And, of course, it's always a good time when Frank Foster's around putting on a great show. Well, Frank, we really appreciate you taking time to talk with us today. I know you're insanely busy with your career, but also wanted to tell you, man, it's a great thing that you've done as an independent artist, that you have proven to up and coming artists that they don't have to, I guess, fold to labels and record deals, and just be true to themselves, and you can succeed. And I think you are the embodiment of that, and you are definitely an inspiration to a lot of up-and-coming artists, man.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you a bunch, man. It's been, I tell people all the time, it's been a little bit slower of a crawl because of the path I chose. But man, looking back on it and seeing where we've brought it to, I wouldn't change a thing. I could have signed a deal a lot of times, a lot of years ago, and probably been quote unquote famous by now, but that wasn't what it was about to me, man. I never wanted to jeopardize the integrity of my music and what I brought to the fans. And like I said, man, I'm glad that I've done it that way, but without the fans, out there supporting us, we wouldn't have been able to do it this way and wouldn't be able to continue to do it. So I always want to say double tip of the cap to them, man. We appreciate the heck out of them. And again, Jacob, thanks for having us, brother. I enjoyed it, man. And we'll see y'all down at the Bulls, Bands, and Barrels on Saturday, man.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the BCMA Show podcast. Available on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio app, and our YouTube page. For more information, be sure and check out our website, BayouCountryMusic.com.